Have you ever been so stressed out that you were just pacing around or just laying there in bed and couldn't even figure out what you wanted to do that morning? Because even making that decision was stressing you out even more? That was me this morning. I woke up bright and early to get myself to work because I thought I forgot it was Memorial Day. And then when I found out I couldn't go to work because, Memorial Day, I was like, cool, I have the day off, but I don't know what to do. And then, that idle time, it just reminded me, oh, right. I'm in the middle of trying to move and trying to figure out what to do about my neighbor who kind of caused me to move, and still dealing with this toxic relationship that I was in for entirely too long, and still dealing with the ramifications of that. And all of the stress just kind of hit me all at once. I mean, I'm not necessarily in trouble. It's not like I have a motorcycle. I have a car that is perfectly mechanically sound, that has never given me any trouble, knock on wood, and doesn't seem to like it'll give me any trouble. It's all paid off. I have a place to stay. All of those things are good, but I'm still just stressed out. And then I thought, let's go for a ride. After pacing around the house for just 2 solid hours, stressed out of my mind for nothing, for things that are not really stressors, things that have already kind of resolved themselves, I was still not letting myself relax. And for me, that's part of what riding a bike is. It's stress relief. And I know I'm not the first one to say it. Dan the Fireman preaches about it all the time. I love his stuff, and I love hearing him talk about using two-wheel therapy, as he calls it. And then also, Brian over at Fort 9, his channel, he talked about a book I started reading about a month or two ago. I'm only in chapter 6 or 7 now, but it's Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. It's a good book. It has very little to do with actual motorcycle maintenance. To give you a brief synopsis, so far, it is basically about a man and his son making their way cross-country by motorcycle with his friend and wife. That's it. And it just kind of covers just the experience of riding cross-country on a motorcycle. That's basically, from what I've seen so far in it, it covers that. It covers the phenomena of feeling the temperature change, of watching the clouds, and being aware of your surroundings and other vehicles, what other people think of you being on two wheels. But more importantly, in the very first chapter, it talks about being in the scene, something that you can't really do from a car. From a car, you're kind of isolated. You're in this, I don't like the term cager, but it's kind of true. You are in a cage. You're interacting through the world through a cage and more windows and more glass. And for me, riding two wheels, it forces you to pay attention. It forces you into the moment. It allows me to just focus on this one real task. And of course, right now I'm focusing on two tasks, talking, recording a video, and riding. But I think you get the point. Right now, I need to be concentrating, especially in this area. Are there any deer on the sides? Are there any little kids playing in the yard? It's a weekend, so there might be kids out. Are there any inattentive drivers out right now who aren't paying attention? Is the weather going to be rolling in? I have to be focused. And assuming, based on a lot of the comments, I'm guessing there's a solid chunk of you who don't have a bike, or at least don't have a bike yet. And if I can impart one thing onto you, it's this: ride when you're stressed within your limits without music. That last one might sound a little bit for some of you. I know it kind of was for me for a little while. I would only ever ride and listen to music. I have a Cardo right now on my helmet, but I used to just run earbuds and it worked fine. And it wasn't until I started riding without music, I'd say about half the time I'm without music now, is it just lets me focus in on the task at hand a little bit better. It helps me just block out everything. Because music will remind you. A sad song will remind you about a broken heart in a relationship that has ended. A upbeat song will remind you of a party that's coming up that you need to prepare for. A song that is kind of has a fast pace might remind you, oh, I forgot, I have to work, I need to get back into my workout routine. No music? What's the wind going to remind you of? The wind is going to remind you to give enough space to this cyclist. And it's going to remind you that you need to not take this turn so hard because of that yellow chevron. Or that yellow sign. That green sign reminds you that somebody lives down that road and you need to make sure that nobody is coming around that corner to go there. You need to pay attention to what is going on around you. And that act of paying attention is calming. The act of focusing on this one real danger, this one real task, is peaceful. It's a reset. It allows you to take everything, take inventory, take stock of what's going on around you, and take stock of your life. I'm not entirely sure where I was going with this video, but I've been stressed as hell, and I know I'm not the only one. I know that a lot of people watching motorcycle videos are watching it because they don't have a bike, but they want one. And they're not sure how to go about getting one. I know if you're watching my videos, you're probably specifically looking at the Husqvarna Svartpilen or Vitpilen. And I really don't have any other advice other than, if you're going to do it, don't put yourself in financial danger by doing it, but do it. Like, if it's not going to screw things up, if it's not putting you in a bind or a tight spot financially, I would say do it. Riding on two wheels has been the most centering thing that I have done in a long time. I appreciate y'all listening. I know that, I guess it is these videos where I'm actually talking to you all that tend to do better. I do have more coming. I can't really make the promise of once a week, but I can. I think I should try to promise. So here we go. I promise I will try my level-headed best to produce one video per week. I can't promise how long they'll be or what the content will be exactly. I can promise you there'll be a video. So, at any rate, thanks for watching. If you like this video, want to see more of it, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to be notified of when new videos come out, go ahead and ring that little bell. And that's all from me. Have a good one.